got a new camera, but we can't shout about it because Hudson's asleep. So here I am in my Handmaid's Tale hood and keeping warm. Although it's lovely and sunny, it is extremely cold. So yeah, we've had, even though the snow's melted, we've had a really cold few days. Lots of water issues. Lee's had to spend most of the day with heat guns trying to get the water moving through from the mains. Maybe we'll show you in a video, but there was really large flooding before we moved to our property. We moved July 2020, and in June 2020 there was major flooding, and in fact the river that runs in front of our house apparently was like 1 metre high above the ground, and what that did was damage the mains water pipe that goes under the bridge when we drive up our driveway into our house. And it only feeds our house and I think the neighbour's property, but that neighbour comes just for summer holidays. So every time it's below freezing, we are stuck without water, and no matter how much we insulate and sort out our pipes, that main pipe under the bridge is a problem. So the water board come out with their flamethrowers and manage to get it sorted, but they don't seem to be very quick to action and insulate it for us, and it's a bit frustrating. And our neighbours have said, you've just got to do it yourselves. If you want to ask the water board to do it, it'll be added to the list and not be done for another year, apparently. The problem is you've got to get into the river, so Lee's going to have to get into the river with a ladder and try and insulate the mains pipe, so he will do that. So but it's fine, we just get some water bottles and fill up from the spring, and we've still got drinking water, and I'm a bit behind with my washing up and my laundry though because of it. Are you alright? So Lee's just basically clearing out some of all the metal sheeting. He's going to leave a lot of the metal outside the front, because if our neighbour doesn't take it, we know that others will here. And Lee had a result with yesterday. I was at the property, and our neighbour who lives up in the village, up in the hills there, actually, if you drive down this road, he lives up, very dodgy road. But anyway, he's the only guy that speaks English, and he's a great friend of ours. So he translated for us. Let me flip my camera so you can see me again. He translated for us and introduced us to the new mayor. So we have a new mayor who is female and lives a few doors down in this village. So she covers our current village where we live, the village of this new house, and another village. So it's really nice to know that when we actually come to live in this property, we'll have the local mayor on our doorstep. for any problems. So that was nice. The old mayor was lovely, but he lived a bit too far away, so they needed someone who could actually sort of be local in the villages.
So since the weather's got a little bit better today, we were hoping to come here, make some more plans maybe, have a look around, clear some more of the metal. Fortunately our neighbour got better and he came and collected it, I think it was yesterday. So yeah, real happy with that. We got a lot more to plan. Next stages are probably going to be planning for the drainage, so where we're going to put the septic tank, where the toilet's going to go, and then all of the drainage off of that. Yeah, sort of best thing to do is start at the septic and work backwards, but with the weather being how it is, we're not too sure about digging it now, as it'll probably just fill with water or snow, and might even cave in if I'm not able to get all of the cementing and concreting done in time. So that might be a little way off, unfortunately. And when we get the guy in to dig the hole, I'm not digging it myself. I will kill my back. So when we get that guy in, we'll get him to run a trench. If I turn this around, so there'll be a trench going out to the garden with the outfeed for the water, and we'll also put in some of the, sorry, new camera, trying to work it out. We'll also put in some of the foundation just behind me. Probably dig down, I imagine about 2 feet, so I can put a proper foundation for the small extension that we're going to do. Yeah, it's all kind of weather dependent at the moment. Until that time comes, it's just going to be moving stuff around, clearing, trying to plan for the future.
I'm standing near the car so I can hear little and with a nice view behind me. Is this oak tree, by the way? This big one?
These 3 are oaks, yeah.
These are protected oak trees behind us. It's really lovely having them quite close to the house. They're just beautiful, these. They've got little signs on them to say, don't you dare think about it. These are protected. So yeah. You want me to do that? Is that because I haven't got enough makeup on? We'll have to watch this back. Now we've got a new camera and we can film in HD, and I'm going to start putting makeup on. So obviously camera was a bit expensive for us, but we really needed it because we really enjoy doing these videos, and we're really close on the old YouTube to actually get some monetization, which would be really handy because A, camera's expensive, B, the time it takes to edit the videos isn't time we have when we could be A, working for money, and or B, working on the house. But we really enjoy doing this channel and updating you all, and all the lovely comments gives us such motivation. And it's been so lovely that people have been saying to us, oh, you're inspiring us to do the same thing. So just thank you for that so much. I realise I'm probably waffling on, but I'm taking this opportunity without a child in my hand to have some freedom. But what we've decided to do is start a Patreon channel. I don't know if you're familiar with Patreon, but it's like a membership club. And we're going to try that. We're going to start that. So in case anyone on here wants to follow us on Patreon, join there. It is a paid membership for patrons to subscribe. Very cheap. You know, we're going to start at £2 a month. And trust me, it's really not money for our pockets to do up our house. I know that sort of, there's a crowdfunding element to the site, but that's not really what we want to do it for. We would really like to set up a subscription, to get some funding to help a little bit towards this technology and the time we take to edit and things like that, so we can keep providing you some really, really great content. We also want to do some kind of community type projects with it. We need to think a little bit more about it, but we want to do things like helping feed the stray dogs in the villages, because especially coming into winter, I mean, there's so many, and you know what Lee's like, he's running around feeding all the animals, but of course we can't afford to feed our crew and all of them, so we would very much like some support in that. Also, maybe some things like helping plant trees and that kind of stuff, and in return for that we will do extra special content. We'll do some live feeds or Q&As, and maybe even some little special other rewards there. So we'll get that channel set up and put a link in the description, and we're just going to try it and see if anyone out there is keen to support what we're doing out here.
What you found?
Well, basically I'm trying to clear out the pantry of rubbish, because the rubbish will actually be 2 weeks, to take the opportunity to fill up the bin. I found some amazing vintage that you're going to love it.
What is it?
Vintage glass of Nutella.
So Em said she's just looking at the pantry. So now we've got a decent camera which picks up the light a bit better. I'll do a little run around. Yeah, so fully stone, this area. Nice thick walls. You can see here's probably, I don't know, 50 centimetres front to back. So yeah, it's actually much warmer in here than it is outside. And then in the summer it'll be much cooler, right?
I'm just going to throw away these plastics. We've got so many of them.
Yeah, we'll recycle them. We'll take them out. Yeah, going to remove all of these timber structures. There's some metal structures which will come in really handy for me in a workshop space. Yeah, and it's just sort of full of old jars, and I mean we've got hundreds from the old house that we're already storing. So if anyone local needs any jars, don't go and buy any, give us a call, give us a message on here, and yeah, you can come pick them up. I think the only things that we'll probably keep are these original wine barrels. Our neighbour is going to come round and show us how to clean them. Yeah, and then hopefully next summer we'll be making our own vino. It'd be wonderful. Just have a quick whip around in here, see some of the chests and things that we found. Yeah, so we're keeping them in here, keep them dry. Yeah, this was the sort of makeshift kitchen, I suppose. There's a sink with drainage going outside, but it's not going into anything, so that'll have to come out. Then we got this room through here. Lovely oak floors. And I'm assuming this was used as a bedroom because it's next to the chimney here. So they would have heated, chimney's just there. So they just would have heated 2 rooms rather than a whole house. It makes a lot of sense. Some nice bits of furniture here. It could be shabbied up, I suppose. But we absolutely adore, no pun intended, we absolutely adore these doors. They're fantastic, so they're going to stay. we'll do what we can, replace the glass, make them look kind of nice,
Do you
right?
think we're going to be taking this flooring down lower?
Potentially,
Or
yeah.
making above it? Because already I don't understand why
I mean,
the floors are lower than the
it's got to come out here anyway.
ground.
But yeah, we don't want any concrete where it doesn't need to be.
So we're using a local digger, a guy with a, what are they called?
Digger.
Yeah. And they're cheap, I think, aren't they, to hire?
Yeah,
Comes
yeah.
along.
Yeah,
You
they're
can
not
just come in
expensive.
through and dig all the drainage that we need, the septic, all of
Yeah,
it,
I was just
come out.
explaining, so that'll all be over
Sorry
there.
if I've repeated.
That's all right. It's weather dependent, but this stuff here isn't too thick, so I can probably get that out with my drills and stuff. It'd be pretty cool. I want to get all of the concrete and cement off of here. It's no good for the stones. You can see here that they're really not nice. But if you look up here where the brick is, this is a lime render with cob behind, so the actual structure here is fine. It's perfect, just doesn't look very nice.
Lisa's going to move some of this wood that we've been saying for ages we need to move. Oh, here's a neighbour. Dobry den! Hello! It's one of our neighbours. Kaksi? Dobre. Coming to see maybe what Lee's doing? Inquisitive neighbours as always.
O, brochet,
Yeah, they like to come in and have a little nose. But